The controversial syringe exchange program is one of the hottest topics in the fight against the opioid crisis. Matthew LaRocco is a community liaison for the Louisville Metro Syringe Exchange Program and helps treat people with substance abuse issues. With the syringe program under the health department umbrella, most of their funding comes from the state government.
So we receive probably half of our funding. We get, I think our program runs somewhere in about the $450,000 ballpark a year, and that's with actual dollars and then in-kind donations. And so, for instance, like we would receive federal grant money for HIV testing and safer sex supplies that comes through the Ryan White grant. That we use those people in our syringe exchange to test. We use some of that money for condoms, to provide condoms, that kind of thing. So about $250,000 of our budget or so is from from the city council, where they've kind of given us a line item and said, okay, we're going to give you this much money. And then just things like, being able to use the space, that type of thing is not necessarily charged in our budget. That's considered like an in-kind donation.
LaRocco believes having government backing is both beneficial and hampering at times.
So some of the issues we run into with the health department actually doing the syringe exchange would be, I can't hire somebody that uses drugs to work on the syringe exchange, which would be at a lot of programs around the country that are run by non-governmental organizations, have peer support people that are active drug users, people that are actively using drugs. So that kind of gets in the way of doing some things like that. Additionally, there's a lot of red tape that you have to address when you deal with a governmental organization. And then just politics and optics, when we think about it from the perspective of there are things that I would like to do that we can't do because politically it wouldn't go over well, that a non-governmental organization could do and not have to really think twice about.
With all the treatment the syringe program provides, there's still a large amount of people not getting the help they need.
One of the statistics that doesn't get put out a lot, I think the most recent numbers is something like 86 or 87% of people who have substance use disorders. It actually might be higher. I think it's like 89% of people who have substance use disorders don't get treatment for a substance use disorder. So think about that. Almost 9 out of 10 people who need help don't get help. About 83% are because they don't believe they need help. And then the other 6% or 5 to 6% that kind of fit in that category would be people who know they need help but aren't ready to get it yet.
Even with so many people still needing help, LaRocco hopes to see a change in how treatment works in the future.
And so my hope is that the syringe exchange and us being here and the role I play in the community is furthering along the conversation, so we're not just stuck in the same modalities of treatment where the ultimate goal is that they stop using drugs and that's what they have to do to really get in the door, stay engaged, and instead we just look at all behavioral changes they can make, including their drug use. And gauge success based on that. So if somebody gets a job, I don't really care if they still smoke weed or not, they have a job, and they didn't have a job before. If they're paying their rent, well, I'm not really concerned about if you use cocaine on the weekends, because right now you're paying your rent. I'm going to focus on the changes you are making, and then over time look at some of those other things. So I think if we would see more of that, my hope is that we would see more of that, and that programs like the syringe exchange would kind of be an open door.